Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good night, good evening, I don't know, depending on when you listen to this video. The subject here will be what is the philosophical stone? This is a question that is the first time someone is asking me this, and it's extremely interesting. You know, about alchemia or alchemy has been very much developed in the Middle Age and in the period after the Middle East also. And it was about finding, transforming metal into gold. So this was the external part, but there is also an inner part of the philosophical stone, which consists in stopping the aging, which consists in getting younger, and which consists in becoming immortal. And I was very fascinated by this subject. And years ago, I composed a song that was registered in this time, which is called The Alchemist. And it's a story of how, you know, this fascination that human being has for immortality. And in reality, it's about this. Even if there is, besides the philosophical stone, there is the elixir of the eternal life, which is separated. But in reality, the two things come together. It seems also that alchemia is coming from the Arabic word, and the word itself is coming from the Arabic language. So you know that in the Middle Age, some people, even some kings, were very, very fond of alchemia. And I remember years ago, I visited with 3 friends a castle in the south of Italy, in Puglia. And this castle is absolutely magnificent. It was built only for alchemy. The castle, if I remember well, has 6 sides and 5 fireplaces. It was used only for alchemical experience, and it's called Castel del Monte, the castle of the mountains. And I was so fascinated when I visited this castle that I told my friends, oh, we must spend the night here. It was more than 20 years ago, so there were not cameras everywhere and so on. So I studied a little how it would be possible to come and spend the night inside the castle. And it was very fascinating because I found a way. So the following day, we came. There was a girl and three guys. Everyone has this little bag with a blanket and so on. And there was a tower with the toilets that from this time. And there was a barrier to avoid people to go into this place. So we climbed the barrier, we hide ourselves. We were like this with our bags. It was absolutely not comfortable. And finally, the time of the closing of the place arrived, and we the castle is absolutely empty. There is no furniture because it was only meant for ceremonies. And so we had the path of the guardian, boom, boom, boom. And he was saying, we close, telling the people that they had to evacuate the place. And finally, we were alone in Castel del Monte. So we had brought a cup of crystal because in the center of the hall of the castle, normally there was a fountain that doesn't exist anymore. So we made a ceremony to energetically bring the fountain again. Then we had brought 5 candles that we put in front of the 5 big chimneys of the castle in order to bring back the fire, because the fire and the water are the 2 key points of alchemic transformation. And then there was a room with dedicated to the 4 elements. So you have 4 square on the pavement. So each one of us stood in front of the pavement. We started to sing and to dance because alchemy is, singing and dancing are the key points, alchemic key points, because through dancing and singing, if you can do this in the same time, you modify completely the vibration of your cells. Because in reality, the greatest elixir of youth is joy. And when you dance and you sing in the same time, you bring joy. If you do it with your heart, you bring joy so much into your cells that the cells start singing. And if you were able all the time to bring ourselves into music and into dance, we could absolutely not go into age. It's impossible. So this is a key. And my friend, I started to sing very loud, and my friend was saying, shut up, because around the castle, there were people walking, and they thought the people would listen to us because we were listening perfectly, the conversation and the movement of the feet around the castle. But I told them, absolutely don't worry, because in this room, it's an alchemical room, and nobody can hear outside what we are doing inside. I was sure of this. And in fact, we were singing, and because after they started to sing with me, and the conversation of the people around the castle passing through us nearby did not stop. It continued. They could not listen to us while we were listening to them. So, and finally we slept in the castle, which was a fabulous experience. And the following morning, we hid again in the same place. And then the tourists started to arrive. So the first of us sent his bag over the fence, climbed, and went out of the castle. I was the last one. I thought, oh la la, I hope no one will be arrested before I'm the last one. If one of them doesn't go out, I will be into trouble. But everything went perfectly because, of course, we had been so much in harmony with the castle that the castle was bringing protection to us. And there was a question about protection. If Merkaba is a protection to ourselves, everything that is connection with the places with the divine is like another skin that is protecting ourselves from the, let's say, the physical difficulties that we can face into our normal life. In this case, the castle was becoming our Merkaba because it's like this. The castle was a Merkaba. It was absolutely built with sacred geometry. And the people in this time working with alchemy were knowing perfectly how to use it as a Merkaba in order to connect themselves with higher frequencies into creation. So this is a way, let's say, to approach this subject of the philosophical stone. And of course, there has been some tradition say that it's possible to make gold through metals. And for example, you know, the Templars were supposed to have found this. There is a big question about the Templars, how the spiritual movement that was part of the conquest in Jerusalem in 1099, they were in 1099, they were given in Jerusalem by the Godefroy de Bouillon, the first, the one who ruled the crusade. They were given the place that is now that was the place where the two temples of Solomon and the temple of Herod were built. Apparently they made excavation, and people say that through what they found into the excavations, they found the key for making gold. Because the question is that in 100 years, they built Europe with cathedral, but where was the money coming from? And because even in this time, you needed money to build. And things were not free. And so an allegation is that they built the cathedral through the gold they could make through alchemy. And I taught very much in South America, and most of all in Argentina. And you know, on the 12th century, on the 13th century was built a harbor in France called La Rochelle, which doesn't have any sense because apparently America had not been discovered. So why did the Templars build a harbor in a place that didn't have any sense because the Atlantic Ocean didn't go anywhere at this time? But at the University of Buenos Aires, in the historical faculty, they teach that already in the 12th century, the ships were coming from France to Argentina and were bringing the gold through the Rio de la Plata, which means the river of gold, of money, of silver, silver river, that they were bringing material to those places. In exchange, they were bringing silver and gold to Europe, and that, according to this, it's absolutely not, America had not been discovered at the end of the 15th century. It was discovered much before by the Templars, and they built the cathedrals through trading trading gold and silver from America. In this case, it's very disappointing for the people who are still looking for transforming metals into gold. I must say that my name, Orwin, means the white gold, which is the alchemical gold, which means that it is a name that is showing out because the alchemical gold is white. It's not, the color is not gold, it's white. It's white gold. But my name is really showing that, it's the name which is showing that the white gold has been created in the past. But you know also that into the alchemical tradition, they were saying they are describing all the steps to bring gold, to bring the metal to be transformed into gold. But they say the last point, which regards the perfect heat that been given to the metal, they depend on the alchemist. And it is the level of love that the alchemist has been able to achieve that will allow the transformation of matter into gold to happen. And so it means that the key for alchemy is not an external key, but it is an internal key. It is the alchemist that must bring his own matter into such a level of light that the external matter will obey to the inner transformation of the physical body of the alchemist. So this is absolutely fantastic, because it's just saying, if you transform yourself in pure light, then you'll be able to make gold through matter. But the process has to start through yourself. And then we enter into the mystery of how to transform your physical body in pure gold. Because this is a key point. Because through gold, you mean the light, you know, you can attract light into yourself so much that this light will become gold. It means you take the light from the universe and you bring it so much into your physical matter that at the end, even the stone that will be around you will become pure gold. So this is the real history of alchemy. And of course, you understand that the base of this work is the flame of the eternal light, of the eternal life, because it means that everything in the universe is light, because the flame of the eternal life is transforming itself into love and into light. So if you know, this flame of eternal life has two arms. One arm is light and the other arm is love. And the flame is bringing life into the universe through light and love. And so the more we work with love and light, the more the flame will make everything around us into gold. Because, and this flame will reveal the fact that matter is just light and is just love, and that nothing exists besides love and light, and that love and light are the manifestation of the flame of eternal life into the whole universe. And so our work is just to go to make the divine into revelation into the physical world. But you know, the key point is our physical body. And now you must understand that we have the stone in our physical body. And what is, you know, that to produce light, fire, the primitive people used to move two silexes, two stones, and so the movement was creating the heat, and the heat was bringing the flame. We have this into our body, and we have two stones. I don't know what the name, les testicules, it's called in French. I suppose it's the same in English because, and so, you know, when there is a movement that is given to the two stones the man has, this is the philosophical stone. And the man has another instrument that is, thanks to the physical stone, this instrument is producing a liquid, some seeds, and those seeds are the elixir of everlasting life. And this is giving birth to the children. And the flame of everlasting life is also what is bringing our blood into heat. And you know, our blood is a condensation of the cosmic light. Into our physical body, the light becomes the blood. And the flame of the everlasting life is bringing the heat into this light to make it blood. And when we elevate our level of spirituality, it seems that the level of gold into our blood is increasing. I have a friend who made many studies about this. She's a biologist. Well, I believe her because I don't have any ability to go and verify. But you know, it's something completely extraordinary. We have inside, in our physical body, this magic stone, the philosophical stone, which is able to produce life through another human being. It's fantastic. And you know, also women have this, because it seems that the sexual organ of a woman is the same that a man, but reverse. So there is no difference. The man has the ability to project, to externate, I don't know, the philosophical stone outside, and woman has it inside. This is why woman is bringing the children inside, when the man is projecting the child outside. This is completely fabulous, you know? And the question then is, what about the elixir of eternal life? And you know, I'm absolutely convinced that humanity is facing a turning point, a fabulous turning point, that we come into Aquarius time, and Aquarius time is based on the stalls of Augias in the works of Herculeum. So it means everything that is dirty has to be washed. And it must be washed through the 4 elements, but particularly water. And what is water inside of us? It is the feelings. I think the emotional part of human being is a key point for getting into transformation and bringing Aquarius into, bringing a new world on Earth, thanks to the energies of Aquarius. So cleansing all the heaviness of our past, of our emotional heaviness, emotional weight, is absolutely fundamental, basic. This is why, you know, I spoke of this last time. Merkaba matrimonial meditation. Normally, meditation is something about the mind, the brain, the thoughts, but we emphasize completely the emotional work. Why? Because for me, emotional, sentimental, and mental energy is the same thing. Sentimental is feminine and mental is masculine, and we cannot transform our masculine energy without working on the feminine ones. So there is no way to bring peace to our mind if we don't work on releasing all the heaviness of our emotional memories. This is why in the, let's say, the procedure that we propose in Merkaba matrimonial meditation, 2/3 of the work is about cleansing the heaviness of our past in order to recover our child's heart, to bring back our inner child into resurrection. But you know, if we go back, if we make our inner child into resurrections? It means we get younger. So it means, and this is the philosophical stone, because one of the purpose of the philosophical stone is to recover our youth. And it's possible because we have the child inside is young. So every one of us can go younger because everyone has the memory of the inner child inside. So, you know, to go younger is something totally possible. It depends on the ability we have to cleanse our past. And of course, the flame, we work always with the flame of eternal life, because the flame is able to burn all the heavy memories of our past. And when there is nothing else to be burnt, what happens? The same flame that was burning all the heavy memories, all the suffering memories of our past, there is nothing else to burn, then the same flame will illuminate us. And this illumination is bringing always more and more light around ourselves. And this light is a Merkaba. This light is the chariot of fire from the tradition that allowed so many prophets to go into heaven, to hover into heaven. I don't know. And but now, what will happen? That we will not have to go away from the physical plane. We will not we will not be inhaled by heaven. Now, the new that Aquarius time will bring into realization, it is that the light will be, instead of us being attracted by the light, we have to attract the light so much that the world we are in will be revealed as being pure light. Only light exists. And then everything will become gold. It means we are going to see that the tree that is in front of us is pure light. The flowers are pure light. Everything that will appear to our eyes will be transformed into pure light, into wonderful gold. And this will allow the world that we live in to jump into another dimension. And this dimension is a dimension where everything that we thought to be matter will be revealed as being pure energy. But you understand that first we have to reveal our physical bodies into the pure energy that is the only reality of our physical body. And this is the magnificence of the life that we are offered, and that the flame of eternal life is offering to us. We are the revelators that everything is life into creation. And if everything is life, death cannot exist. Death, you know, is only the reflection that we still have a lot of work of transformation to do inside of us to attract this flame of eternal life that will reveal even in our physical body that only life is existing. And so for me, you know, besides, there are 3 steps that are part of the work we propose into Merkaba Matrimondir meditation. First, we elevate our level of energy very much. This level, the elevation of the level of energy is bringing us into regeneration, physical regeneration. First of all, emotional regeneration, then mental regeneration. What is emotional regeneration? We go back into joy. This is regeneration. And so many people are said, oh, they are dead. People are dead. So understand that resurrection, the first level of resurrection, is to bring back into joy, into love, into spontaneity, into being marveled by everything that is around. This is the way the heart of a normal child is expressing itself. So these are the different levels of regeneration. Then once we have gone through regeneration, a second step will be to go back into to become younger, and so to renew our physical body. And then the third step will be not to die anymore, eternal life. And this will happen when we'll be permanently focused and connected with the flame of everlasting light. When will the only focus of our life will be in tune with this flame. And you know, it's fantastic because you can permanently be in tune with this flame and do all your things. There is no contradiction, because on the contrary, this flame will elevate your level of efficiency, of expression, of joy. This flame is just the bringing life into yourself at higher and higher level of manifestation. And this is what we propose into the Merkaba Matrimondir meditation. And you know, my spiritual master originally is Omra Mikhail Ivanov, and the last time I saw him, it was in August 1984, and he had just made a conference on laser. It was the first day he made a conference on laser. And what is laser? It's the ability of to focus the energy of the light into just one direction, which means to bring all the parts of spiritual, mental, emotional, and physical parts of us just into the same frequency. it means into the same focus, and the same focus is the flame of eternal life. And during this meeting, many things happened. Voilà. And he told me that day to give conference and so on. But what is interesting is that he was first giving an old conference was an old registered conference was passed first. Then there was a meal. Then there was another conference. There was another conference, and that he would comment afterwards. And the first conference, the day, was about becoming immortal into a physical body. I didn't know. Maybe 20 years later, I listened to conference. I had forgotten. I remembered perfectly the conference on the laser, but not on the other one. And the other one was to become immortal. And he was saying, it's possible to become immortal. It's possible to overcome death on your physical body, but it's extremely complicated. And for this, you have to be programmed to have received this program before being born. And so I'm sure it's possible. I'm sure that in the future, it will become possible more and more. And I'm sure that this turning point that is facing humanity and that is bringing that is bringing apparently this planet into the most incredible mess that we could imagine. This is why people have to face themselves that everything that they thought impossible is becoming possible. So everything that is negative, that people, the most negative things that people thought impossible are happening. But people don't realize that the most incredible positive things that we not even thought about are also brought into realization. And we must be ready to face absolutely unbelievable events in the future. And part of those events are really that our physical body will literally transform itself into gold. It means that the matter will be revealed into the most fascinating abilities that are inside, that are deposited inside. And this is what we are invited all together to bring into realization, because, you know, it's not an individual realization that will make this happen. It is the collective energy, the brotherhood energy of people working together that will bring this into realization, and that will make this happen. And that's what we really, I think we can decide all together to change the world. And the more there will be people doing this, the more it will happen, of course. Voilà, so I hope I answered to this question, and I thank you to have asked it, because it's really so many incredible perspectives that are revealed through this magic philosophical stone and elixir of the everlasting life that is going together. Thank you.